welcome everybody. I will take you guys through what we have put together here. We like to think that we have, actually, we're pretty sure we have what a lot of schools don't have, and we offer our students, and we want to make sure you guys are aware of it and able to take advantage of it. So I'm going to go ahead and show or share my screen and we'll walk you guys through everything. All right, so what we're going to cover today is called CPD, which is CSML Professional Development. And I'm going to go over the infrastructure just so you have a good idea of what's available to you. So we have the Career and Professional Development Plan. We're going to go over that. We have Individualized Approach to Career Growth. We're going to go over that with you. And then we have key components to the CPD plan and infrastructure, which is going to be of particular interest to you. So first, we want to go over the CPD Student Resource Site. So this is a site that we created. It's exclusive to our students that are enrolled, and it includes practical training and projects by program. So that means we're able to get you placed with a project, we're able to get you placed with clients, and you're able to gain that experience while you're learning. So you're able to take what you're learning in the classroom and apply it to real world situations. And then I'm going to talk about Career Architect, which is our signature program. It's designed to get you a job before you even fill out an application. So, and we'll go over that as quickly as we can because it's very, very involved, but we'll give you the good high level view of it. And then our opportunities for research, presenting at conferences, all of that is within the site. So I'm going to go away from the slides real quick, and I'm going to show you the site. So this is where our students will land. At the beginning, it kind of covers here. We have explainer videos, so we make it to where it is very simple for you to follow and understand. So here we have Fast Track for master students who want to continue on with their studies here in the United States. They want to go on and do maybe a PhD or a DBA in that section. Here we have basically all the core faculty, your support team, and it's very easy when you come here to connect with any of them. You can just click on here, send them emails, do whatever you need to do. So all of that's there for you, no guessing. The next section is the program academic information. So it's all laid out here for our students. They can come in here, access their catalog, see what their program has, what's in the future, what's the master plan of their program. Next, we have student support. So everything our students, we give them everything they need to succeed. So they get all the softwares, SPSS, Canvas, Qualtrics, Microsoft 365, a tutoring system for you, and library access. Then we get into scholarships. Here's where you can apply for scholarships. Here is the International Student Services. And just to give you an example, if you go to International Student Services, it'll take you through everything you need as an international student here. So all of these represent incredible amounts of resources, but in a very simple way. We like to make sure our students, when they come here, have no issues following the website and getting what they need. Over here, just direct links to everything you could use. Career Services, Registrars, Academic Affairs, SGA, financial aid, all of that's here, IT help. But the thing we really want to talk about today is what we call CPD, which is really what sets us apart from other schools. So in CPD, we have explainer videos that will go over everything about CPD, but I'm going to give you your personal view today. So CPD is the overarching umbrella. It is CSML's Career and Professional Development System. Underneath that is opportunities to get you engaged and allow you to utilize what you're learning in the classroom in real world settings. So we have a program called Consultex, which gets you engaged with real clients, and you're doing real consulting for major firms here in the United States. And this gets experience that goes directly on your resumes. So while you're studying, you're also building your resume, which is another thing that kind of sets us apart. We are big on making sure that when you graduate, you have not just the education, but also a resume that will present you in such a way that you are an ideal candidate for whoever you want to work for. The next one is our Career Architect. which is going to help you find that position that you want before you graduate. So we'll go back. I don't want to lose my place on the slides. So let's go back to the slides and we'll visit some of the other areas when we come into. So there you go. So let's talk about the career architect. So this is stepping aside. This is our signature program, and it is designed, like I said before, to get you a job before you even fill out an application. And what that does is, as we go through the phases of this, you'll see that there's overcoming pitfalls. So we notice everybody coming in, especially when you come from different environments, different cultures, we all have little hurdles mentally or whatever that stop us from doing the best we can do with our education. We want to address that at the beginning. So we help you identify what those are, then we help you learn how to turn those into strengths rather than hindrances. Next, we talk about career exploration. Most of our students coming here are going for a degree, but they don't realize that that same degree can lead them in 8 different career paths that they didn't even think about. So that's what this section's about, and it teaches you how to do that, how to identify all the things you can do with your degree. And then in phase 3, market endorsement and identifying hiring organizations, now you're starting to get into, through our systematic approach, you're starting to learn what organizations are hiring, what people at those organizations do you need to get to know to get hired without filling out an application, and how do you meet them? How do you get to talk to them? So we've created the templates, how you write letters, all of that's there. You just need to put your personal information in and send it off. We've made it so easy for you and giving you all the right type of verbiage to use in your communications to where you can approach those people. But we don't want you just to approach them and ask them to be a part of your network. We want you to approach them and develop a real relationship. So we show you how to do that and how to add value to that relationship. When you do that, then the individual that you're reaching out to is invested in you. They feel connected to you. And when people feel connected to you, they want to help you. And that's what we want to show you how to do. Then we go into phase 4, networking and contacts. So that's when you start really bringing in those people. And we'll show you how to do that with the letters and everything else. Bring them in and actually make them a part of your personal, professional network. So once you've done that and you've brought them all in, then in phase 5, we show you how to leverage those relationships, identify decision makers, and land the job you want. And then after you get it, then you'll fill out the application. And that's what our students are finding they're capable of doing when they go through this program. So that is available to all of our students. And so I'll show you what that looks like just really quickly. So we'll go into the career architect, and it is a very simple laid out with all the phases. Here's what I was talking about. You would go through, there's step 1, step 2, and upload. So this was the overcoming your personal roadblocks. So here you'll download this spreadsheet. You'll go back in step 2, you'll read about the things that you're going to do on that spreadsheet, and then you'll reframe those hurdles. And when it shows you through, it'll walk you through everything that you need to do there. And then when you come back, you simply upload what you did through this system. So you click here and upload your assignment, and then one of your faculty mentors will help you go through that and make sure that you applied that. So these are great resources, and you'll see that all the phases are represented here that I just went over with you. Phase 2 is a little more involved. Phase 3, market endorsement. Phase 4, and phase 5. And then as you work through, after you finish those phases, and you can do them at your own pace while you're going to school or going to different classes. And then once you're finished with those, you continue with what we call consultex or internships, or utilizing what you're learning in the classroom and applying it to real world situations. So that's where I want to go next, is to walk you through, consultex, which is something that we know no one else has, which is a very, very awesome program. And with this program, you will do real consulting. And don't worry, we'll show you how to do it, but you will be applying what you're learning to real world problems in real organizations. And they're counting on you to help them. And then once you do, and you show them the different strategies that you've come up with or solutions to the problems, they're very appreciative, and you're making a real difference in the real world. And let me show you some of the corporate partners we have, and they have found that we are really making a difference. And most of our corporate partners that we partner with are making a difference out in the real world. So we have On the Sanctuary, which is helping people that are from war-torn countries that are immigrating, helping them get placements and things like that. We have My Chosen Vessels, which is helping the Maasai tribe in Africa become self-reliant. And our students are showing them how to sell their beading products and stuff, showing them how to set up e-commerce. Our students are making huge differences in this world. We just took on PBS, which is large here in the United States. It's a major television channel, and we are working with them. They help in multiple communities and multiple settings, and our students are partnering with them and helping them accomplish their goals. So when you come here, and if you are here, wherever you are as a student, we want you to think about, first, can you make an impact? And will the school that you're thinking about going to, or the school you're going to, help you do that? We will help you do that. You will make a real impact here. You will not only get the education, but you also will get your resume and your CV built out while you're studying. And like I said, you're going to make a real difference. You're going to be able to apply what you're learning to real world settings and gain that experience. So that's kind of my pitch, I guess, in a nutshell, for what you have at your fingertips here at CSML. I did want to show you the ConsultX piece. So we'll go back here, and this will show you how we're able to set that up. It's very simple to get involved in ConsultX. We have a landing page here, and then we have 6 branches to help you get experience. So we have the business development branch, information technologies branch, we have the international business branch, we have the diversity, equity, and inclusion branch, we have ConsultX EDU, which is an awesome program for those of you who are hoping to go on and teach. So we want students that are passionate about teaching. And so if you're thinking about teaching, ConsultX EDU will give you everything you need. And it's, once again, we like to think we're different. So rather than just basically using our doctoral students or master students as, I don't know, for lack of a better term, slave labor to teach undergrads, we take it a step further. Instead of just having you teach, we actually teach you how to teach, which is very rare. You learn how to do active learning and to make your classes dynamic. You learn how to do the syllabus. You learn how to write a CV. You learn how to create syllabuses and develop your course materials. You learn how to write a teaching effectiveness letter. You learn how to write your teaching philosophy letter. These are things that no schools really prepare you for if you want to go into education. And we identified that, and we've stepped up and created a program that will really get students prepared. So when they go to interviews, they'll know what to say. They'll be talking the right language. Not only that, they will have already taught in courses and received student evaluations, which is another important piece that you won't get in other schools. And the student evaluations and peer evaluations from faculty, you will be able to incorporate in your portfolio that you present to schools, which is going to give you that edge. So that is all the different branches of ConsultX. And when you go to any of these, I just want to show you really quick. You can see over here, this is the professional or the business development. You'll see over here, we have clients already engaged. These are our clients. When you click on the clients, you'll see that you'll learn about their mission. So this is PBS. And over here, you'll see the open projects that are available to students right now. If you click on any of these, this is how we walk you through the process of becoming a consultant. As you go through these, we show you how to apply milestones. So you'll go through the different milestones here. As you accomplish each milestone for that project, you'll upload your work here. Very simple. And then your faculty mentor will advise you on it and tell you whether or not it's okay to present to the client. And then if you want to see what previous teams have done or what you've already done, all the students can click here and access any files that have already been uploaded on the project. So as you can see, this is a very organized system is designed to get you real experience and designed to keep you engaged. So hopefully this has enlightened you to some of the things that we can offer here. And so we'll open it up now to you guys if you have any questions, or I'll hand it back to Radhika.
Thank you, Dr. Scott. Yeah, if you have any questions, please write it in the chat and we'll have them answered for you. But Dr. Scott, I had a question for you. If you could help the students get a better idea of any examples, real student examples that you can give us from previous
projects?
Yeah, projects.
Yeah, okay. Okay, well, my favorite ones are the Consultex EDU because they want to go into education, which is what I'm passionate about. And so when our first bunch that went through this process, there were 6 of them, and they hadn't even got their degree yet, and they had already landed adjunct professor positions in local schools by doing what we were doing. Then we also have, when it comes to the other ones, like I was talking about the Maasai people, they're about to become independent. Now, this is the Africa's last indigenous nomadic tribe, and East Africa's. And the students have now, I mean, they've had tons of people. They've had missionaries. They've had all kinds of people come try and help this tribe. And the people do, and then they just leave them. So our approach is, why don't we get this tribe to be self-sufficient, teach them how to import, export, teach them how to set up e-commerce websites and generate money for their own tribe and bring that money back to them. And so our students are right now on the edge. They already have, through an intermediary that we have, which is My Chosen Vessels. They've already have set up the e-commerce, and they're already bringing in, taking photos of the different beadwork, because they have incredible beadwork that they do. And pretty soon, from what the students are doing, they're going to have independence. Another exciting new, most people know about North Africa and all the issues that are going on there in Libya. So we have partnered with the Masarat Free Zone, which is our students are working to bring, at the very top of Africa, at Libya, is a connection to Italy and Europe. And in the middle of Africa is the Congo and all the different, large hubs of commerce that are happening in that country. But there's no real, like, between them and Europe, what a perfect place to have a duty-free zone, or a free zone, what they're calling Maserati free zone, and to bring the ships in. So our students are helping them develop their business plan, helping them get that set up to where we're going to help Africa take their import and export and double it, and help them reach into Europe. So our students are doing international projects like this as well, that are changing the world and could bring some stability to an area of Africa that really needs it. And there's other things that we're doing locally. So with our local businesses, we have just taken on Interfaith Community, and they do a lot of work with veterans here in the States. They do a lot of work with homeless, at-risk children. And so we just partnered with them, and we are helping them develop an infrastructure, because they have so many organizations underneath this umbrella that don't know how to communicate, or they just can't communicate very well because they grew too fast. So our students are stepping in and really solving that problem. I mean, there's so many projects I would go on for hours, but that kind of gives you an idea of our students really getting involved and making changes in the world and in people's lives. And this is really a great place to come if that's something you're interested in doing. But not only that, I mean, look, could you imagine what that looks like on their resumes? I mean, they really made a difference. I mean, they really worked on an international project like that. It's phenomenal. So.
And what would you say, once a student is part of the program, what would be their first step in to start the career development process with you?
Well, we take care of that for them. So we have what's called our CPD classes. So it's just a minor 1-unit course that they are automatically enrolled in. And then that's when we take them under our wing, we get them situated with their mentor, and then we help them start identifying, is it a good idea for you to go and do an internship right now at an organization? And if so, how can you get there? Well, the career architect will help you get to that. But maybe it's time to build some experiences and diversify your resume. Then that's where we guide them into Consultex, working on consulting projects. So that class sets them up, helps them with writing their resumes, helps them get everything set up and established. And they'll follow that class, whether they're master's or doctoral students. I think the masters have 6 of those classes. So they're really, every term they're really get a lot of hand holding, if you will, to make sure that they're on the right path. And then so that kind of follows them through their program. So I would tell them that, trust the process, get involved, listen to your faculty mentors, and do the best you can, because I think we've got a system set up here to where you can't help but succeed. We won't let you fail. I mean, it's kind of like, I hate using the term hand holding, but we make sure you're going along. So yeah, I guess that would be my advice. Make sure you're enrolled in a CPD class, even though we try to do that automatically for them. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great. Well, that's why Alliant is known as a professional practice university, because because they are preparing you for that. There is another question. So once students are part of the CPD class, and you mentioned that they are enrolled in it, both masters and doctoral students.
Yeah.
As soon as they're a part of the program, and you mentioned first it would be through the career architect whether they need to have an internship or not, correct?
Yeah, and that I mean, it's really up to the student. I mean, sometimes the students really have a strong idea of what they want to do, and we encourage them to do what they feel they need to do. But then other times through that CPD class, I think the career architect really helps them discover things about themselves and about their particular degree they're going for that they weren't really aware of. Like, I mean, I'm a perfect example. I went through school. I didn't know what I was going to do with my degree. I really wish they had a career architect for me. I was like, what am I going to do? I'm just going for this, hoping something works out. And we don't want our students to feel that way. We want our students, when they come here, to know, not only can I do this, but wow, I had no idea I could do all these other things as well. And then we also wanted to put the infrastructure in place to where they could actually make that happen. And so that's what we've done.
Okay. Do you have any other examples of students in like management and leadership, like the MBA? Any other consulting examples to give?
Oh yeah, I have tons of them. So let me actually, I could pull them up.
If you could pull up like one or two more examples, I think that also help our students understand or just visualize.
Yeah, I'm gonna open up our Consultex. Well, actually, I don't need to share my screen. Let me open up our current. So we have Omnis Sanctuary. So the cool thing about Omnis Sanctuary is that during COVID, in this country, we had a lot of, I mean, there was a lot going on, obviously, in other parts of the world, that horrible things. And we had an influx of immigrants coming in that were, seeking shelter, seeking help. And so we had a lot of the Muslim community coming in. And when COVID hit at that same time, they were going around and putting notices on the different doors to make sure that you're wearing your mask, blah, blah, blah. Well, the people coming from other countries didn't read English, didn't know what that was, didn't have computers, had no idea what's going on. And so as they read these notes, they thought they were being evicted or kicked out of the places that they were supposed to be staying in. And so they were packing up and leaving. And that's when organizations like Omnis Sanctuary stepped in and were able to help them understand, no, this is where you stay. This is just COVID. They really had none of that kind of support. And the reason why they didn't is because the United States set it all up online, but they're not computer literate. They don't even own a computer. How would they know what's happening in the world? So they stepped in and they started, finding computers for them, teaching them how to use computers. So our students have partnered with that organization and are continuing the work. The next phases are getting them to where they are self-sufficient. So the women coming over, learning good skills to where they can actually support their family. So that's one of the great examples. Another one was, I don't think that one applies too much. Like we did a lot of work with the French American Chamber of Commerce here. So helping them improve their membership. The students were gaining that experience of, becoming the consultant to the consultants, if you will. And so being able to utilize their marketing, their business, all of that to help a system that is there to help other businesses. So which I love that one, because it's like we're helping them help other businesses. And so our students gain a lot of experience there with marketing, with marketing materials, with member enrollment, learning how to do competitor analysis, and being able to identify where other cities are more profitable or more enticing to foreign businesses. So the big thing that came out of that is our students were the first ones to really identify the fact that San Diego is a way better place for businesses to come, but all businesses from foreign national or foreign countries tend to go to Los Angeles or San Francisco. And so this wound up getting all the way to the mayor's office. Like our students had done some work that actually helped the city of San Diego. So that's another great story. I don't know. Is that enough?
Yeah, no.
I should have prepared myself.
No. Those are great. Those are great
Yeah.
examples. The other one more question. When students start the program, once they are part of either the CPD class, and they have started either their practical training or their consulting projects, for example, for Consultex, is there any, maybe at the end of it, well, first, my first question is, how long is the training, or how long is the consulting project for usually? And at the end of it, is there any type of evaluation or self-reflection on what they learned?
Yeah, that okay, that's the cool thing. Like we finished a project for a company here that it was a large real estate and RIT company. And we had done the students presented to the owners and the CEO of the company. And so that's a great thing. And then the CEO and the owners of the company give the students feedback on how they did. And I love this one because the students were being so nice. Like it's their first time, and the owner of the company finally stepped forward and he goes, "I don't want you to be nice to me. I want you to tell me what I'm doing wrong." And it was like a whoa, and the students, it was like a major wake-up call for the students. And then they came alive. They're like, all right, well, if we're allowed to do this, and they started learning what it's like to really be a consultant. They're paying you to tell them what they're doing wrong. They're not paying you to be nice. And so that was a huge learning experience for them. But yes, there are those events. And then we're also setting up every last term. There'll be kind of like a party, but it's more of a client appreciation event where our students are allowed to showcase in person. So a lot of what we do is like over Zoom, and that's okay. But sometimes you want to do it over person. You want to have, have like a formal affair. So we kind of have that where everybody dresses up professionally. You get to meet the clients that you've been working with. We get to have drinks and get to know each other. And then the students showcase like the milestones or the completed projects that they finished. So there's that as well. Then there's also a huge party at the end of the year where the students all get their certificates for their accomplishments. So if they completed a milestone or a project, they get a certificate for those accomplishments. I don't know why they love the certificates so much, but they all show up. And I mean, I guess everybody likes a certificate they can hang out. But everybody shows up, and it's like one of the funnest events of the year. So, yeah.
Oh, that's great. And you mentioned that it was for a year, so the project would be
the project, yeah. Well, the projects could go anywhere from like 8 weeks to some of them will last longer. I like to see the students, like I was saying, you could see the work when I was showing the students everything. You can see the work that's already been done. Sometimes students will do 1 or 2 milestones on a project and then stop and go start working on milestone 1 on a new project. That's really smart because then you're getting more on your resume. You don't have to finish a project to say that you worked on it. So we're able to give students that that variety and a longer, better history, a work history and experience history on their resumes. So that, it's up to them. We do it in chunks, which are the milestones. So you can do 1, 2, maybe, but I have students that get really passionate because they see the lives changing that they're working with, and they stick with it their entire time. So you can do it for you can work on one project for your entire time you're here, or you can work on several projects while you're here. And I know that doctoral students are like 3 years, and master students are like 18 months or 12 months. I don't know. But they can decide for themselves. They're in control of that.
Okay. And when students are choosing the project that they want to work on, have you had any students that have gone beyond and found maybe any consulting projects on their own that they wanted to be?
Oh, yeah.
And
Not
not
only that, I've had students start their own businesses and use Consultex to help them get going. And that is really awesome, because then now the students become our client. And so now they're gaining, we have students that have great ideas out there, and they launched. We just had a student launch their own business, and they're now becoming a Consultex, and they haven't even graduated yet. They're becoming a Consultex partner, and they're going to have fellow students now coming alongside them and helping them with that business. So yeah, we have that. We also have students that have been hired on by that firm that they were working with as a consultant, because the firm saw the value, and now they're working. I think they're actually a partner in the organization now that they were working with. So we have that happen too. In the world, I mean, there's so many things that could happen when we have opportunities like this. And I think that's the biggest thing from Consultex is it takes that networking to the next level, because now you're actually talking to real CEOs of major organizations, and they're talking to you, and they're giving you sometimes hard advice, like they gave that that group. But they're at that position for a reason, and they don't have a problem giving you hard advice. And that group took it really well. They were like, "Yeah, okay, you got it. I'll tell you what I think." And it was such a great learning experience for those students. So.
And how would you say, I know there have been a few students in the past who have wanted to go back. I mean, a lot of students actually have wanted to go back and make a difference in their own local communities. And you mentioned that, you have worked with international consulting projects. How would you say this career development program or process would help them go back and apply it if it is based with American with American management, I would say, I guess.
Well, we're international, so like the Maserat,
right.
We're working a lot in Europe and Africa, so they can go back. Well, what will happen is that's where we have the Modern Libya movement, which is one of our projects. That's what happens. Our students come here. They're coming here to get their education because maybe there are problems at home they want to go back and help solve. And so they come here, they get it, and they go back and they start it. But they also stay connected to us. And they have that whole pipeline of our students that are willing to help them get their thing going in their countries. But they don't have to wait till they go back home. Our students are finding that they can actually start impacting home from here. One of our students is meeting with several senators here in the United States to make changes in their home country. They had no idea they could do that the United States was like that. And they come here and you can actually meet with a congressman. Of course, they had to get some of us to be constituents to go with them, but it was crazy access for them that they hadn't imagined before. And they're learning how to do these things, even at a diplomatic level. So yeah, I would think that this is the right school to come to if you want to learn how to do that and go back home and make a difference. But you don't have to wait till you go back home. You can actually start making a difference from here.
From here, which leads me to my next question. You mentioned that you give support even after. So once they go back to their home country, and even if they started it from here or they've started it new once they've gone back, is there any kind of support that is continued once they've graduated and they want to make a difference back home?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. if they
Yeah.
want to become a Consultex partner, then yeah, I mean,
Oh,
they'll
okay.
have the
As a partner. Okay.
resources. So, but not only that, I mean, we have students that don't take advantage of this like they should. And when they graduate, they realize, okay, Cory was telling me I should be doing this and putting my heart into this. When they graduate, they realize they really didn't put a lot of effort in their resume. And then they come back to me and they say, can I? So what we did to help those students out is we made an extension of 1 year after graduation. They can still work on Consultex projects if they need to really build a resume. And I didn't really expect that many students to come back, but I didn't realize they weren't taking full advantage of it. And a lot of times that happens. You come to school, you don't realize all that's available to you. And then after you graduate, you're like, oh man, all the everything starts clicking together and you wish. So we give them an extended year. But if they go off and they want to start their own organizations, yes, we'll continue to support them through Consultex here. So
Okay, yeah, no, this is exactly why we did this webinar, so that all our students know what resources are available at Alliant, and to take advantage of it. And I really hope they do, because it's such a great initiative. And I think all the students should know about this. And thank you so much for being here and for explaining all of it and walking us through the process. If there are any other questions, we can wait like a minute or so. If not, I think we can wrap it up. Yeah, I don't think there are any other questions. Thank you everyone for being here today.
that means I covered everything.
Yeah, you did. You covered everything and you covered it well. Okay, I think we're done for now.
Oh, it was nice meeting everybody.
Thank you. Thank you everyone. Have a great rest of your day.